I will introduce myself first, or the next is you, okay?
All right.
You're fine. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Faza, and I'm from Indonesia. How about you?
My name is Xiaozin. Um,
You're from?
yes, my name is. I was born in Korea, but I live in Glasgow,
Okay.
and I've lived here for 15 years.
Sorry if my English is bad.
No, it's perfectly fine. Your English is actually very good.
Really? So
Yes, it is.
I will start my question to you.
Mhm.
What are the daily activities of people in the UK, especially between the older and younger generation?
All right. So, okay, I've lived here all my life, so I don't really have much experience anywhere else. But
Mm.
I'd say a lot of people, specifically here in Glasgow, there's a lot of parks. People go to parks a lot. People go to pubs.
Oh, Pops. Okay.
I'm talking about the older generation, by the way. The older generation. A lot of people go to parks and pubs. There's a lot you can do here. You could go to an art museum. There's lots to do. I'm pretty sure you could do everything except go to a beach.
Oh, beach. I
Uh,
love beach too.
I love the beach, but there's no beach here. So, um, moving on, the younger generation, school plays a lot, like a big role in the younger generation's lives.
Oh,
Um, for instance, yeah, everyone's in school from about 9 a.m. until 4 p.m.
oh, okay.
Large chunk of the day. But out of school, I know a lot of kids like to play sports and do art.
Art?
Do art, yeah, I do art. Um, there are some very troubled teenagers that go out and do things that they're not supposed to do. Um, but yeah, it's mostly sports and art, really.
uh, okay. Uh, are there significant differences in how the older and younger generation spend their leisure time or yeah, leisure time? Oh,
Leisure time. Um, oh, that's an interesting question. Um, so for this, I'm going to use, um, for example, my father and I as the people of this. All right. When I'm not in school, um,
oh,
I enjoy going for a lot of walks, a lot of runs. I paint. I do pottery actually. Um, and I also have a job in customer service, but that's
oh,
part time.
customer
Yeah,
service.
I work at a cafe,
Oh,
as a wait.
it's cool.
Yeah, my father is a pilot, so
Pilot.
he's a pilot. Yeah,
Oh, it's
so
good.
he's always out and about doing whatever in Malaysia or wherever he goes.
Uh,
Um, I know he does a lot of sightseeing, a lot of tourism. When he's here, he also goes for a lot of runs. He's not very much into art. Um, he probably does sports a lot more. Yeah.
mm,
Mm.
what your activity on your leisure time? Others. Yesterday I see you play Roblox games. Do you play
I
Roblox?
do. I do play Roblox. Yes. Quite a lot, actually.
Um, let's next to another question, right? Do you know about
All right.
art and culture? Do you know that?
Uh, yes, I do.
So, um, what is your favorite art in Britain, especially Britain?
Favorite art in Britain. Um, all right. So I live in Scotland, all right, which is a
Okay,
part of
Scott.
the UK and
Yeah.
whatever. moving,
Okay, I know.
right? If you go to the right place, you can find like the most beautiful landscapes and
Oh,
everything. And I love to paint them. All
beautiful
right,
landscape. Okay.
I like to paint landscapes. I like landscape painting.
Or just like drawing a mountain or just like that or no.
Yeah, like
Oh.
drawing a mountain, exactly like that.
Hmm.
Except yeah, it's more drawing valley, lakes, farms actually.
Um, Number two is, can you tell about some cultural tradition that are still maintained in the UK?
Today. Um,
It-
Let me think. Um, um,
If you don't
I'm not
know,
sure
you
how to.
can say it.
No, it's fine. Let me answer this question.
Okay, okay, okay.
Um, okay. Um, all right. I think a very important time of the year is around Christmas.
Around
All
Christmas.
right,
Ah, okay.
around Christmas. So I'm not Christian. All right,
Mm,
I'm Jewish,
okay.
but I'm not Jewish. Whoops, not the word for it. No, I'm Muslim.
Okay.
Right, I'm Muslim. I don't.
Oh, you're
I don't.
Muslim?
I'm Muslim.
Ah, we are
Like,
same.
I, I'm lovely. Um, but I don't celebrate Christmas or anything. But I still think
Mm,
it's like a very big part of the UK's culture. All right. And I think Christmas is just like a tradition around the whole country. All right. Like, even if you don't celebrate it, you still feel like it's a very big time of year. Like the whole month of December. Yeah. So
uh,
some of the things we do during Christmas is warm chestnuts. We don't really build snowmans or anything like that. We're not the Americans. Um, like eating like warm chestnuts. Oh, they're so good. You go gift shopping,
gift,
which I do with some of my Christian friends, like gift shopping,
gift, gift shopping? What is it?
gift shop. Like over Christmas, you have to. Well, it's not a have to, but like there's this whole like story about like Father Christmas and everything. Um, and it's this big fat man in a red and white, I want to
Oh,
say uniform, but it's not really a uniform.
oh.
It's like a big costume. There we go, that's the word. And he goes around breaking into people's houses and leaving them presents or something
You
like
mean
that.
it's Santa? Santa
It's not
Claus?
true. Yes, Santa Claus. Um, so basically, you just buy presents for your friends to give to him on Christmas.
Mm,
Um, they usually have like a big Christmas lunch with like a turkey and like roasted potatoes and everything. And it's divine. It's to die for.
yes. Grilled potato is so good.
Yeah.
Uh, the next one is, are there any festival or cultural event that stand out in the UK every year? Uh, Not especially
Uh,
like winter or just
all right. So let me think of another. Um, um,
Thanksgiving. Do you have it?
Thanksgiving. We don't celebrate it.
Oh, you don't celebrate it.
No, we don't
Oh.
celebrate it. Um, Let me think. It's a bit of a difficult question. You started having that.
Okay, okay, okay.
Um, no. Let me answer it.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. I wait.
Thinking. I'm like actually thinking. Like, which one can I really tell a story on?
You still thinking, or it's okay if you don't know how to say.
No, I'm trying to make it
We can
interesting. Like,
move.
give me a sec.
Okay,
No.
okay,
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 here we
okay,
go.
okay.
All right, so this
It's
is
okay.
like
It's okay.
really interesting. This is do you know what Good Friday is? Or like Easter as a whole? All right, so I think Easter in the UK. because the country is it's the majority of the population is like Christian. All
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
All right. So Easter is like a really big thing here in the UK. So you'd have Good Friday and then Easter Sunday. It's like a big thing. And I think the interesting part about it is that there's never really a set date on when it happens.
Mm,
It happens on like a different date every year. And I think that's interesting about it.
uh,
And it's kind of like Christmas. It's, everyone's happy and festive and joyful, and it's a really nice feeling.
uh, it's that good.
Yes, it is good. What other questions do you have?
Okay. Mm, do you know about immigrant?
How has immigrant culture sorry, what did you say?
Do you know about immigrant? Immigrant have their
Oh,
culture.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So,
All right. So I know a lot about immigrants.
okay.
In fact, there's a lot of immigrants where I live.
Oh yeah.
I'm an immigrant. I'm an
Oh
immigrant.
yeah.
I'm Korean.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
Korean. Mm.
Mm,
Um, I think it affects the culture here in the UK quite a bit. All right. So let's say my friend group consists of someone that's Indian, someone that's Korean, and someone that's British.
oh yeah.
All right. Just for whatever sake. And I think what's really interesting about it is the Indians have their culture,
Yeah.
all right?
Yeah.
And then the Koreans have their culture and the British have their culture. And I think because there's like so many people that move to the UK, um, there's like there's like a variety of cultures here, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
So I think the UK, if you looked at it, let's say 100 years ago, it would have been so different because everyone's British. But here we are in 2024, and you've got people from India, and you've got people from Korea, and you've got people from Singapore and from Indonesia and everywhere. And there's so many cultures in the country.
All right. Are they elaborate their culture and mix that with British culture?
They mix it.
I didn't mix it.
That's interesting. All right. So obviously, because they live in the UK, all right, they're going to be living a very British daily life, all right?
Yeah.
And that consists of waking up at 6 in the morning, complaining that it's cold, um, going to work or school, coming back, more complaining, that type of thing. I'm joking, by the way. We don't do that. Um,
Yeah.
but because they're living in the UK, they have to live a very like British daily life, if you know what I'm saying.
Hmm.
All right, so you'd be living a very British life. Um, but they're still obviously going to have their religious beliefs that are going to be different from a normal British person. All
Okay.
right,
Hmm.
or they're going to have their own culture. For instance, they might not eat fish and chips. They might want to eat rice and curry, and that's fine. But they're still going to live a very British life. So I feel like how it mixes is they're going to be living a very British life, but they're still going to have their cultures and traditions, you know?
Hmm. Okay.
So
It's so
it's
interesting,
like,
I think.
I don't know, it's like they're just incorporating their culture into the British daily life.
Mm. Some okay.
Well, at least that's how it is here in Glasgow. I don't know about other places.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Um, how about do you know about recent issues at British Britain? Sorry, recent issues like
Sorry,
political
just
or
ask that question again. Just
Oh,
ask the whole question again.
okay, okay. Um, do you know about recent issues at Britain? Just like political or something, I think.
Not too much, really. If I'm being
Okay.
honest with you, I don't too much. I don't know too much.
No, okay. Um, how has social media impact social interaction and daily life in the UK?
Oh, that's a very good question. Um, that is actually a very good question. So I think
Thank you.
to start the question, we need to make it very clear that social media
Yeah,
has changed life for everyone in every country,
yeah, I
no matter
agree
where
with
you
that.
are, right? It's not just in the UK, but it's happening everywhere,
Mm,
all
okay.
right?
Yeah,
So
it's true.
I feel like I should just voice that as like a thing in the beginning. Okay. In the UK, life has changed quite a bit. So it might not be the same for other countries. All right. We've had like modern technology
Mm.
much longer than, let's say, I don't know, other countries have.
What do you
All
mean
right.
much longer? Sorry.
Much longer. All right. So um I'm thinking of a country to use. Um let's let's look at Nigeria. All right, that's an interesting place to start. All right,
Okay.
Nigeria. Let's say cell phones,
Yeah.
only started becoming like widespread and common. All right, let's say after 2010. All
Mm.
right,
Yeah.
in the UK, we've had like cell phones that we've carried around everywhere and everywhere.
Mm.
Um, since the 1990s. So we've had cell phones in our society for about 20 years. And let's say other countries have had it for 14 years.
Mm.
All
Yeah.
right.
Nice.
So the effect that social media and modern technology as a whole has had on our society has been there for much longer than other places. Right?
Right.
All right. So now we've set those two like foundations down, we can really start talking about, you know, general life.
Yeah. Right.
My mum was born in Liverpool.
What? Can you say again?
Or my my mum was born in Liverpool.
Ah, Liverpool. Okay.
Liverpool. Yeah. So and that was in like the 90s, before cell phones, before computers, before all the lovely stuff we have today, right?
Yeah.
And my mum would tell me stories about, how life was like back then. There was some very good stories there actually. Um,
Mm.
and life has changed quite a bit from then. All right, now let's say my mum would go outside and play with toys. This is just an example, all right, of one of the ways life has changed. Um, let's say my mum would go outside and play with toys. If we look at my niece
Mm.
today as a child, she doesn't play with toys much.
Mm.
She doesn't go outside much. She plays games on her phone.
Oh yeah. Me too.
Who doesn't, right? But like so for instance, a lot of entertainment has moved over to our phones, all right? People would have read the newspaper. They don't need a newspaper anymore because they have their phone,
Yeah. I agree with that.
all right? They don't need the newspaper. They can just look at the news on their phone. They can get more news on their
Yeah. More
phone.
news. Yeah. Because
So
the
there's
tele.
so many benefits. There's so many benefits about, being able to get more information, to have more fun, to, however you want to put it, get into contact with people in faraway places. But there's the con, like the bad thing about it, is that people start to lose connection with society. And all of a
Mm.
sudden, their entire lives revolve around their phone and their computer. And they forget that the whole world is still there. right?
Right.
If that makes sense.
Mm.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Okay. Um, do you download TikTok? Do you know TikTok?
Yes, I have TikTok, yeah.
Okay. Um. Uh. What's a viral trend in Britain in Britain in your TikTok?
UK. You want me to check it for you?
What?
Let me have a look because I'm not sure what it is.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Uh, let me turn my volume down before.
Uh,
Let's pretend that nothing started playing. Um, let me have a look. Let me have a look.
okay.
Okay. At the moment, you know the new Charlie, like the new Charlie XCX album?
Charlie X. What?
Do you know the new album that's called Brat?
Oh, I don't know.
Um, well, there's a song in it, and it's like going all over TikTok, and it's
Uh,
literally called. And the most trending trend, the most trending hashtag is currently. Let me send it to your DM, and then it won't.
okay.
Um, that is it.
Wait. Apple Dance. Okay.
Apple Dance. There's a
Apple.
song called Apple, and it has like a really good dance to it.
Wait. I was search it for a second.
Yeah,
Apple
you can look for it.
Dance. Like this.
It's exactly that one.
Oh, but I don't. I didn't hear it. In Indonesian, we have different trends, not like this. But it's cool. It's cool. Thank you, bro.
Bro, interesting.
Uh, um,
Hmm.
how do young people in the UK use social media um, to voice their opinion, their opinion, sorry, their opinions
No,
on important issues? Or yeah,
that's very interesting. I feel on social media, younger people really do like actually speak like what's going on and
mm,
how you need to fix it. It's like if you were in person, right?
yeah,
Saying to Rishi Sunak's face, like, the price of living has gone up so much. All right, ever since you became the prime minister, you're such a bad prime minister, blah, blah, blah. You need to fix this, or we're going to, you know, you wouldn't do that.
mm,
All right,
mm,
you wouldn't go to his face, be like, you're such a bad prime minister, you know.
yeah,
However, on social media, people literally pick up their phone and they're like, Rishi Sunak, you're such a bad prime minister. You need to make it cheaper to live.
oh,
I feel like they really are honest about things on social media.
okay. Uh, mm, what is the publicist voice? The last one question. Are you ready with that?
Ask shit. Oh, okay.
It's okay. Is it okay?
Yes, that's fine, of course.
Has there been any significant change in the lifestyle of people in the UK in recent years?
Sorry, can you read it again?
Okay. Has there been any significant change in the lifestyle of people in the UK in recent years?
Oh, absolutely. There's been many changes. All
Yeah,
right.
it's yeah.
People used to, yeah, there's been many, many changes. Um, so I think the biggest change, um, that was so recent is that the Queen died.
Oh, yeah,
All
it's
right.
so sad. It's a sad
I
thing.
know it is sad. Um, and I think a lot of people had to adapt to that. All right, because
Yeah.
you know she was the longest reigning monarch this country's ever seen. All right,
Yeah.
right. So it's a big change. I think she reigned for 100 years or something, like a very long time. All right.
Yeah.
So it was very difficult to get used to. All right.
Mm,
Like no one expected her to die. So I think the biggest change has been not having the queen around, but other changes could be um, the price of living has gone up. So it's more expensive to buy food,
mm,
to buy things from the store, to pay your rent, whatever you want to say. Um, Let me think of like one more. I also think now the world is shifting to technology. A lot of changes have happened, right? So you go to
yeah.
an airport, you no longer go to the desk to go say, "Hi, I'm here to check in for my flight. I'm going to Johannesburg in like 2 hours. Can you check me in?" No, you go to a machine that checks you in.
Mm,
Yeah, you get what else is there? What else is there? You go to a store, all right? A lot of stores now have self-checkout,
yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
you don't go to the cashier and say, "This is all for today. I'll pay with card." No, there's a machine that does it for you. You go to the bus station, there's no more person there that you buy a ticket from. You buy the ticket from a machine.
Mm,
Everything in our lives is switching over to technology, and that's quite a big change.
okay.